Go ahead and like, subscribe. Those things would be greatly appreciated. Hit that notification button so you know when I come up with new stuff. Let's get right into it. First player I'm looking at is Dalton Schultz, Houston. We're looking at his receptions prop, which is 3.5, still 3.5 on Prizepicks. It will go up to 4 probably on Prizepicks at some point, but it's still 3.5 now. See a projection of 4.24. Let's look at this a little closer. Of course, he was on a different team last year, and he pretty much routinely smashed his prop of 3.5. But I'm looking at it like this. He has a rookie quarterback on the road in Baltimore against a tough defense. He's going to be trying to get rid of that ball quick. I think Schultz is going to be a good outlet. He will be reliable. If they use him correctly, he will produce for them. And I like Schultz going over 3.5 receptions. Saw that last night, even on the road with a veteran quarterback with Jared Goff using his tight end. I think his tight end had 5 receptions. See something similar to that because CJ Stroud's going to be trying to get rid of that ball quick, and Schultz is going to be open. Another player I'm looking at is Saquon Barkley. We're looking at his receptions also. He's a running back, New York Giants. His prop on Prizepicks is 3.5. As we see last year, he went over 3.5 for the 2022-2023 season, 44% of the time. In his last 5, we look at his last 5, he went over 60% of the time. And let's look at his head-to-head versus the Cowboys. That's who they're playing. They're playing the Cowboys. Head-to-head versus the Cowboys. Each game he had 4 receptions. The home game and away game he had 4 receptions. As you can see, let's see if that what the odds really. It's not giving me the odds here. And let's go back to his home. All last year. Let's look at his home. Take away that. In home last year, he only went over 3.5 receptions twice against Dallas and against Washington, both divisional foes. All the other games he did not. I'm leaning toward the under on this one. His projection for no projections for receptions. I'm going with the under. I'm going to take the under on Saquon, 3.5 receptions. George Pickens is another player I'm looking at. His line on Prizepicks is actually 3.0. I'll show you what he looks at 3.0 in a second. His projection over here is 3.44. Let's look at him a little closer. And let's look at all games. Let's take this filter off. And we're going to push this down to 3. Last year, he averaged 3.1 receptions the entire season, which is he got 3 or greater 45% of the time last year. Let's look at his home. It's still at 3. In home, out of 8 games, he got 3 reception at least 9 times. It's a 75% hit rate. I don't think they had any meetings against San Francisco last year. Nope. So we go back to the 2022-2023 season, and we'll take away the filter on home and look at all of them. Again, only 45%. Pickens is being touted as the man in Pittsburgh right now. San Francisco corners weren't great last year. They're not going to be any greater this year. I think Pickens can get us 4 catches. So I'm going to go with George Pickens more than 3 receptions. CeeDee Lamb is another player I'm looking at. Looking at his reception prop also. 6.5 is his prop. Projection of 7.68. Let's look at this a little closer. As you can see, CD last year only got more than, what is it? Let's push this down to 6. He got 6 or more receptions 41% of the time last year. Let's look at this game as away. Let's look what he did away. Away, he did it 50% of the time in 8 games on the road last year. Let's look at his last 5. Take away the away. His last 5, he went over 3 out of 5 games at 60%. Let's look what he did against the Giants. Against the Giants in the first game on the road, he had 8. The last game at home, he had 6. So if you look at what's going on in Dallas, new offensive, a new play caller, new offensive coordinator also. CD's the man. You got Brandon Cook on the other side over there right now to, spread the defense out. He's, run those go routes, open up the middle. I think CD has a big game. I think he has more than 6 receptions. Him and Dak, been playing together for 3 years now. I think Dak will lean on him when they need something tough, when they need a sure thing. And I like CD to go over 6 receptions. Lamar Jackson is another player I'm looking at, and I'm looking at his pass plus rush yards. His line is 276.5, projection of 211.48. Huge difference between projection and line. Let's look at Lamar a little closer. And let's go to 2022-2023 season, and we're looking at the whole season. You can see he eclipsed that mark 42% of the time last year. Only 5 games that he eclipsed that mark. Let's look at his home. In home, he only eclipsed that mark 1 time last year, and that was early against Miami, 9-18. And the rest of the games during the year, he did not. And let's think about what's going on in Baltimore right now. Now, on the flip side of this, a long bomb to LBJ for 70 yards probably would get him over that prop at some time, at some point. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen in game 1. Lamar signed a huge contract. He's going to protect himself more. I don't think we see a running Lamar early in the season. He's going to be trying to get that rhythm passing. They do have a new offensive coordinator. Plus, Lamar hasn't played in a minute. He's going to be a little rusty. Didn't play any during the preseason. So I'm going to go with the under on Lamar Jackson, 276.5 pass plus rushing yards. I'm taking the under on that. So those are a few plays that I like. You can follow my plays over on Patreon. The link is down in the description. The tool that I use is props.cash to help me quickly get to where I need to get on these props. It works for every sport. NFL, NCAA football. I haven't done much NCAA football, but I will. MLB, WNBA, and NBA. It works on them all. It's very effective, and it's my go-to tool when I'm trying to determine which way I'm going to go on these props. Go ahead and like, subscribe. All those things will be greatly appreciated. See you on the next video.